Hello YouTube, and welcome to another Pokemon video on my channel. Yes, that's right, I did it. I went out, I got a memory card for my phone, so now I can start making Pokemon videos again. And I'm going to start recording them daily now, or sub-daily, I don't know. We're going to see, it just kind of depends on what happens with my PlayStation 4 when those videos will come back. But this is basically remaking a former series. This is the Pokemon Fire Red randomizer shadowlock. Now, what has been randomized? Starter Pokemon have been randomized. Trainer Pokemon have been randomized. Wild Pokemon have been randomized. Abilities have been randomized. So this is going to be kind of interesting. TM moves have been randomized. Items have been randomized. The Pokemon you can receive from in-game trades have also been randomized. A lot of stuff has been randomized. And it's going to be a very interesting series to record. Now, the rules of this lock are going to be, first of all, it is Nuzlocke, typical Nuzlocke rules for the most part. And I'll explain what that means in a moment. But first, let me tell Professor Oak my name. Let me check real quick here. Hang on. Let me check real quick. Boy. Alright. Let's begin with my name. What was it? I don't know. Just kidding. I'm just gonna call myself Shadow. Actually, I'm gonna name myself Shadow Chew. So SHDWCHU. I know that's not perfect, but it's the best you can do on these games. So that's yes, right. So your name is Shadow Chew. Yes, my name is Shadow Chew. Now, what is a shadowlock, you might ask? Well, hang on one second. Let me just name Ass Hat real quick. Ass Hat. Okay, but anyways, so what is a shadowlock, you might ask? Okay, well, first of all, let me just explain. So, in the shadowlock, now I have a video explaining the shadowlock on my other, I think it was actually a Fire Red randomizer shadowlock as well. I think I probably did the same thing. But I'm going to explain it again. And I'm not really going to move around or anything. I'm just going to kind of explain what the shadowlock is and what I'm going to be doing. So, a shadowlock essentially is a variation on a Nuzlocke. Now, I have to nickname every Pokemon that I catch. I can only catch one Pokemon per route, and it has to be the first Pokemon I encounter on that route. And that starts after I obtain Pokeballs. So after I, go to Viridian City, then, come back with Oak's parcel, and he gives me the Pokeballs and the Pokedex. At that point, the Nuzlocke starts. If a Pokemon faints, it is dead, and I have to put it in a box, in a death box, and I can never use it again. Tentatively. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I'll get to that in a minute. Now, as I've said, you can only catch one Pokemon per route. Now, there are clauses to that. That I have enacted. For example, the Shiny Clause. If I encounter a Shiny Pokemon, I am allowed to catch it regardless of where the route is. Static Pokemon, Gift Pokemon, things like that don't count. So, that means that if I encounter a Pokemon in, let's just say, if I encountered a Pokemon inside of the Cerulean Cave, and then encountered Mewtwo, I can still catch Mewtwo because he's a static Pokemon. The same goes for I can still, get Pokemon. I can get basically any Pokemon I want from gifts. So, for example, the Game Corner, I can get as many Pokemon as I want from the Game Corner if I choose to do so. So, hashtag gambling. Sorry about that. I probably should turn off my Wi-Fi real quick. I'm going to do that real quick. Alright, got Wi-Fi turned off. Anyways, so then, let's see, now the deaths are going to be handled kind of, like, if I die because of something incredibly dumb, I might or might not let the Pokemon live, just depending, like, like, if Gary Oak's first Pokemon has Explosion, then I'm going to let myself live. If at any point in this series all of my Pokemon faint and they die out, I am allowed to box all of those Pokemon and then make a new team based off of the rest of the Pokemon on my PC. That is one time only. So if I ever faint, meaning all 6 Pokemon or all Pokemon in my party faint and I black out, one time that happens, I'm allowed to make a new team based off of Pokemon in my PC, or go catch new Pokemon from routes I have not yet caught Pokemon in. But that's it. That's my one time. Now then, as far as the new rules for this are concerned, every badge that I receive will also give me 1 shadow token. And each shadow token can be used for one of 2 purposes. But once you use it, it is gone, and you can never use it again. You will also receive 1 shadow token for beating the Elite Four each time that you beat the upgraded Elite Four. So, like, essentially, I can receive a total of 10 shadow tokens in this playthrough, because I can receive the 8 from each gym badge, and then 2 from the Elite Four, because they become more powerful after you do a bunch of post-game stuff. Spoiler alert if you've never actually played Fire Red or Leaf Green, which I don't know how you haven't, because this game's been out for a long time. But in any case, these shadow tokens have 2 uses, and you can choose one of 2 of them at any point to use. Number 1, you can use it to... I'm sorry, I forgot about a clause, but I'll explain that clause later. Number 1, you can use them to go back to a route you've already caught Pokemon on and make it like a new route. So you can, basically treat it as a route you have not encountered a Pokemon on yet. So the next Pokemon you encounter on that route, you can use to catch it. Okay, and you can also do this in mid-battle. So, for example, if I'm walking through, like, Route 10, and I've already encountered a Rattata there, and then I'm walking through, and I encounter, like, a freaking Mew, I will probably, and I have a Shadow token, I can use that Shadow token to attempt to catch that Mew. But if I fail to catch that Mew, then I'm screwed. I just lost the token for no reason. Okay, so that's one thing you can do. And you can only do that once per route. So, for example, if I have 2 shadow tokens, and I go back to Route 2, where I caught a Pidgey, I cannot catch 2 more Pokemon in that route using those tokens. I would have to go to a separate route to use the other token. Do you follow me? Okay. Then the second usage for shadow tokens are revives. They are 1 free revive. So I can choose to either use them for their first purpose, aka going back to a route that I've already caught a Pokemon on and catching another Pokemon on it, or the second use, reviving a Pokemon that has been killed. So I can go in, take the Pokemon out of the PC, and put it back in my party and have it treated as though it never died. Re-level it up, and go on from there. You can only do that 1 time per Pokemon. I'm hoping that I'm not getting too close to my mic, by the way, so I apologize if it sounds bad or anything. But you can only do that once per Pokemon. So, for example, if my starter died, and then I revived it, and then in my battle against the Elite Four, my starter died again, I cannot revive it afterwards. No matter what. It is going to another separate box, or potentially even released I haven't decided yet if I'm going to make Pokemon I've revived that die a second time get released or just put in a different box. Haven't decided yet, still not sure. So those are the two uses of Shadow Tokens. It's a pretty interesting concept for the game, I think. Now, I forgot one clause earlier that I do on Nuzlocks. Every Nuzlocke I do this clause. Dupes clause. If I encounter a Pokemon that I already have captured in my PC, in my Pokedex, aka if I catch a Rattata and evolve it into a Raticate, and then encounter a Raticate, I can enact Dupes clause. Or if I encounter a Rattata, I can enact Dupes clause. This not only encourages capturing every Pokemon you encounter, just so that way that even if the Pokemon does suck and you don't want to use it, you have them, so that way if you encounter it again, you can Dupes clause it for a chance at a better Pokemon. And number 2, this also encourages evolving Pokemon that you typically wouldn't use. Again, so that way that if you encounter a Pokemon in their evolutionary line, you can Dupes clause it away for a better Pokemon if you so desire to do so. So those are, as far as I'm concerned, all of the rules in this challenge. And I don't know if anybody has done anything similar to this before. There have probably been things that are similar, but not exactly the same thing. So let's see real quick what's in this PC. If the item in the PC is changed. Withdraw. Nope, it's still a Potion. Because I did change items and stuff. So, you know, it's going to be interesting. But, I wonder how long I've been recording for. Let me check. I don't even know if it actually will tell me.